right. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Can everyone hear me so far? If yes, please give me a good thumbs up on this video. Oh wow, 4 likes already. Awesome. Thank you very much. You guys should be able to hear my voice and my my music in the background. So make sure you guys tell me whether or not the music is too loud or it's too small. Okay, so let me send out some messages that I am live to let everyone know so people don't miss out. Hey, Nilesh, you said thought I'd try and make it tonight. Super late for me, been busy with work. Being on the road next couple of months, mad missions, attending when I am. 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, what's up? Dion, what's up? Wow, Nilesh, that's amazing. Thank you for attending. Okay, so all right, let me also share this on my Twitter, tell people I am live. Okey-doke. Okay, all right. Everyone should know that I am live now. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and start. So, let me start off with the market analysis, right? This is what people like to hear first. But for all the other people who come in later, you guys already know the deal. Make sure you take a look at the recording of this video before you start the day, the trading day tomorrow. So, let's make sure that you guys always take a look at these recordings because I tell you a lot of good information. Hey, Miner, yes, I'm still here. I just started. It's been it's almost 3 minutes now. I just started here, so you're not late at all. Okay. With the market analysis, hey, thank you guys for the likes. 7 likes. Oh my god, we're gonna pass 10 likes again, like yesterday, before I even ended the live. So thank you guys, thank you very much. Okay, so first off, let's go over SPY and what happened today. Okay, right, so SPY, if you guys were in my live stream last night, or if you guys are a CFO Swing Watch member and you guys took a look at my video on the newsletter on Monday, right? So all my CFO Swing Watch members already knew this from Monday. Okay, what I do is I send out a private TA technical analysis video on the overall markets and specifically what we're watching for that week. And I told them that first of all, this week I expect a nice bullish run up, right? I'm going to see a nice squeeze. And the first profit target or price target that I want to see on SPY will be 385. And guess what? We hit that exactly yesterday. Okay, we hit 385 exactly yesterday and we kind of popped above it. And then yesterday night, okay, on last night's live stream, what did I say exactly? Okay, I said that I want us to break higher because on the 2-hour time frame, right, or on the any other intraday time frames, we're looking at a rising wedge. Okay, but SPY tends to negate these rising wedge chart patterns, right? They're bearish chart patterns, and when they negate it, they break to the upside, and that's what SPY tends to do. And that's exactly what I said last night, and that's what happened today when we opened. Right, when we opened up today, we had a nice gap up, and we broke through the previous day's highs, and we actually held the 385 level. So if you go back on the daily time frame, right, we held the 385 level and we moved more than 5 points today to complete the 385 to 390 range that I gave you guys since a couple weeks back as well. So, really good price action so far on SPY. Okay, so if you guys have been following me, you guys know that I've been on point with SPY every single time, especially this week. So hopefully, you know, we can continue this, obviously, right? And guys, if you guys were looking at SPY today, and if you were present at my last night's live stream, and you were, you know, really excited to see that everything was going through with exactly what I said last night, give this live stream a thumbs up, show the appreciation. Okay. But yeah, guys, like I said last night, 10 likes is always my goal for every single one of these lives, and we've been beating it so far. So thank you everyone for the likes. I know it takes a second, but you know, if you guys really like what I'm saying and what I'm showing you guys and the information that I give you, it'll be always nice and appreciated if you guys can leave a thumbs up so that YouTube can send out this live stream to strangers and the YouTube algorithm can do its thing. So thank you very much. So with that, let's take a look at what I think about the market tomorrow. Okay, so first of all, okay, let's take a look at VIX, and I want to show you guys this tonight. And the reason why I think that we can have a little tiny red day tomorrow and the pullback is this. Okay, so VIX has been following this ascending support trend line for quite some time now, right? And we actually retested it today. And tomorrow being a Friday, right, SPY tends to have this weird trend where at certain moments it can have red Fridays for a couple of weeks or even months on end, right? And so tomorrow there's a high probability that we can have a red Friday, and there's a higher probability because of what I'm seeing on VIX, right? We can have another small bounce. Sure, this is a great retest of this ascending support trend line, and it's a third retest, right? If you take a look at this first one, second one, and this is the third one, right? So whenever we have three tests on a support level or resistance level, we tend to break above it or down, right? Respective to the resistance or support levels. And so with VIX here, we're currently seeing some type of a head and shoulders chart pattern. Okay, we have the left shoulder here, a big broad, okay, head, and then the right shoulder right here, right? It's a bit bigger than the left shoulder, obviously, but with this head and shoulders, it's a very bearish price action so far, right? And for the fact that we came down to retest this ascending support trend level a third time can really give us a kind of a future thought on the fact that if VIX continues to go lower, right? So after an intermittent bounce, right? Since we're now retesting it again, we can see a break to the downside and possibly retest $20. So somewhere around 20 to 22 is kind of my range for VIX. And what that means is on SPY. So with that in mind, okay, I expect SPY to retest 385 tomorrow. Okay, so if we can move 5 points today, 5+ points today, we can move at least 5 points tomorrow. That's my logic. Okay, so I'm not saying that we're gonna pull back all the way, but because of the fact that I've been touting this, okay, this supply area of between 385 to 390, right? There's still a lot of sellers. How do I know this again? Well, I went over this entire week so far for my CFO Swing and Watch members on Monday when the market was closed, and on every single live stream that I've done since Tuesday, right? So there's a lot of sellers because if you take a look at the previous data points, we have a lot of sellers here, we have a lot of sellers here, we have a lot of sellers here and here, right? But obviously 385 was a great level of support. Why? Because we bounced off of it multiple times over here, okay? And now we're holding the 385 level, which confirms that there's still buyers at 385. Now, since this is our first retake of 385 and the first retest of 385, I expect another move lower to come back and touch 385 again. Why? Because I want confirmation. I want confirmation that we can hold 385 as new support, right? Because 385 was a hard level of resistance, right? We even got confirmation of that yesterday when we rejected below 385 at the last half hour of last half hour of yesterday's trading. Okay, so that's the reason why I want to retest the 385 since we just broke out today. But if you take a look at the 15-minute time frame, the minimum that I want SPY to retrace and pull back to will be around 387.50. Okay, make sure you guys know this level. Okay, why 387.50? Well, because in the past we tested it as a level of resistance and a level of support. Very easy, right? Very, very clear levels. And also, SPY loves to use whole number levels, and 0.50 is considered a whole number level on SPY. So 387.50 will be the minimum pullback that I want to see tomorrow. At the very least, we've been going up straight, right, for the past, I would say, 2 whole days and a little bit of half a day, I guess, right? So 2.5 days. All right, let's leave it at that. Okay, so for SPY here, like I said, 287 retest and another bounce so that we can come back to 390. And if you guys remember, on I believe on Tuesday, either Tuesday or Wednesday, yesterday, I talked about how the fact that I want to see a very broad range happening on SPY. So I want to see some accumulation coming in SPY. So I want a broad range between 363 and 416. Okay, I want to see some consolidation and a very wide consolidation at that. Okay, like this. All right, and why? Because, well, SPY needs to start accumulating here at some point, and as it's accumulating, right, the price will eventually get tighter and tighter and tighter, right? But first, we want to see a nice, big, broad range between these two significant levels. Now, the 363 level is the line in the sand. Right, I said it right here. And if you break below 363, then we continue to head back down to my desirable profit target for SPY in the long run to 350. Right, so 350 is my long-term profit target for SPY. And why? Well, because 350 is kind of the lows of 2021. Okay, so I want us to at least completely wipe out and take out the gains from 2021. Right, because a lot of names that have a lot of weight on SPY have already done that, except SPY itself hasn't done that, right? So using that logic, I think SPY has a good chance to come back down to around 350 so that we can at least retest the lows of 2021. Does that make sense, everyone? Are you guys with me? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up on this live stream. Whoa, 11 likes. Hey, we broke it. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, guys. So hopefully you guys are with me. Either comment or tell me. Just, I want everyone to be proactive here. I know there's a lag between you guys and me, so obviously I'm gonna wait a few minutes here to see some sort of an answer. Minor, you said Meta, Lucid, UPS when you have a minute. Yeah, of course. Yes, don't worry, I got you. I'll go over them when I finish this market analysis. Okay, sounds good. Perfect. Right. So tomorrow, like I said, I expect a small red day, not much. But okay. So with everything in mind now, okay, we just talked about tomorrow, what I expect tomorrow, and the long term. I kind of want to mention the volume. Okay, so the volume is kind of concerning, right? We had really low volume for most of the day today until power hour kicked in, right? That's the only time when we saw an injection in volume, right? But you guys can see how we're stepping down in volume, right? And I think it's something that shouldn't be too concerning, but for me, it's kind of a warning sign whenever we try to retest resistance levels, because you will most likely want to see in an ideal situation to see a gain in volume, right? A gain in volume as we're coming up towards resistance, right? But when we start to lose volume towards resistance levels, when the price is going up higher, there's a high chance that we see a lot more rejection than a breakthrough of the resistance levels. Okay, hope that makes sense. Okay, Minor, you said, can you live stream during the day? I'll think about it. I just have I'm pretty bad at multitasking, so it'll be kind of hard for me to live stream and going back with my Discord members and live streaming for all the people online and managing my own trades, right? So I like to be laser focused when I'm trading. Okay, so especially when I'm going through plays as well. So maybe I'll keep that in mind, Minor. Joel, can you go over Duo, please? Yes, of course, of course. We know how much we like that name this week, especially if you're a CFO Swing and Watch member. But yeah, so the volume is concerning, but not too much. If we just stick around and stay above at least 387.50 tomorrow, or come back down and retest 385 as new support, then that's gonna be great. All right, that's good for me. It'll be great to continue to the upside next week. Okay, I just want to see a rejection below to around 385. Okay, or at least a pullback, excuse me, to 385 to retest it as new support. Okay, and if you're wondering why I could, want to see a retest of 385, well, we've done that multiple times here. Okay, and we held 385 as new support. Okay, Mario said the Discord is live. Yeah, I know. We could talk the whole day. Oh, well, that would be amazing, right? But yeah, I'll consider it. I'll consider it. So for SPY, it will be amazing if we can flag here. We have the daily 50 SMA slowly starting to descend here, almost touching the price here. So by next week, guys, this is my prediction. By next week, I predict that the 50 SMA will be touching these candlesticks. Okay, and the 50 SMA will be acting as a huge level of resistance. And why do I say that? Well, it has been. It has been, right? It has been since nearly at the start of 2021. Okay, so I think, hey, what's up? What's up? My significant other is here in the chat. My woman here. So for SPY here, for next week especially, I expect us to at least get up to 395. And like I said, I think last week as well in my live streams, hopefully we can reach 400 again. Why? Because we still have a gap to fill here. Okay, this gap right here. All right, so next week possibly we can see a refilling of this gap. So let's see if we can get back, if we can get back to 400. So that's all going to depend on the buyers, right? And if we can reclaim the daily 50 SMA and move above it, right? But let me remind you, the first retest of the daily 50 SMA is going to be ugly. We're going to reject off of it, all right? We're going to have a little tiny pop up above it and then come back down. Okay, it doesn't matter if it takes 2 days, 3 days, or just 1 day, we're going to reject off of it. Okay, that's how retests work. So, oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Right back at you. So with SPY here, that's kind of it. Okay, so remember VIX, right? I expect a nice bounce in VIX tomorrow, which will lead us to have a little tiny red day, right? If you take a look at ES, okay, right now futures. So lastly, for the market review, SPY futures is going down already, just slightly. Okay, so if I were to see a continuation in the overall futures market, I want us to open up red at least, okay, so that we can have a little tiny inside day tomorrow, right? And if we have an inside day tomorrow, there's a high chance that we can continue to the upside next week, right? So I don't care if it's slightly red, slightly green, or just red and just green. It doesn't matter. All I want to see is a nice inside candlestick so that we can have a nice week tomorrow, a nice next week, so that we can continue to the upside. Okay, so with that, that's kind of it for a market summary. Hopefully you guys can follow exactly what happens to the market tomorrow, and hopefully the market is still ideal until the end of this week, because it has been so far with my analysis as well. So hopefully it can respect every single level that I've just given you for tonight. So with that, let's go over some of the names that you guys are giving me. So Meta, so I mentioned this yesterday night, or actually yesterday during market hour. Yeah, so Meta has been showing some really good accumulation here, right? There's a nice double bottom, and if we break above 173 tomorrow, good chance that we continue to move up to the upside and retest the daily 50 SMA, and possibly retest again this 184 level, right? So the 184 will be a nice run up for Meta here. Okay, so this is a major level of resistance. Oh, let's make that red. Okay, and if we do break above 173 next week or even tomorrow, depending on how tomorrow goes. Obviously, I want a red day, so hopefully we get a little nice red day on Meta as well. But Meta can move individually as well. But with Meta here, I think there's a good chance that it breaks out either next week, okay? And that will officially prove that this was a double bottom right here. So if I use these same circles here. So very, very simple analysis here on FB. Although I do want a little bit more sideways on FB, to be honest. I want to see more accumulation coming in. Because during a bear market, guys, here's one thing, right? If we see too fast of a reversal, it tends to lead to quicker reversals to the back to the downside. We want to see that buying coming in. We want to see that continuous low volume buying coming in, which happens during accumulation and consolidation phases. So if Meta here has some, good volume, right? I think tomorrow there's a good chance we break 173. You said tons of flow on 175 calls for tomorrow. Yeah. So definitely we can break above 173, and 175 makes sense. That makes sense to me because that will be the kind of the level here to fill in the gap, because the low of this candlestick was 175.02. So if you're able to close in this gap right here, okay, that makes sense. It makes sense that people are going into 175 calls for tomorrow. Okay, and minor, that's probably, was it? Well, okay. I'm most likely assuming those 175 calls are expiring tomorrow, right? People want to get in, they went in today and probably want to get out tomorrow. So, that'll make sense, right? If it's a weekly expiration. But yeah, so that's kind of it from Meta. And you said Lucid. Ooh, Lucid. I haven't looked at this name in a while. Yeah, so Lucid, this is the type of consolidation I want to see, right? This, very, very low volume, right? Really, really low volume, right? And we're just moving sideways, right? So this is the type of consolidation that we need to see on Meta, right? As a big tech name. But Lucid here, amazing, right? We're starting to kind of we're trying to peek our head above this $20 level of resistance. It's been a very, very hard level of resistance. It's the major level of resistance on this base, and so far it seems like we're making an ascending triangle as well. So that's great, right? So if we reject off of $20 again, then we come back down, retest this ascending level of support, and then shoot off, right? But here's the thing. We've been gaining some volume here, right? Obviously very, very minute volume. It is very, very small, but the price action is really, really good, right? So depending on how it goes tomorrow for the market as well, we can see a nice little tiny peak above 20 possibly, and maybe a nice rejection back down, okay? And possibly a retest of $18 as support. Minor, we could gap up then fade in the market for the in the market. Yeah, that could happen. Yeah, that could happen. Yeah, I mean, we did retest 390. So that's also the reason why futures opened up with the little tiny gap down and is continuing to move to the downside. So depending on how European markets open as well, which open in about, well, they're going to start opening in succession, and then in like 3.5 hours. Okay, so hopefully we can see something happening there. But there's been some news in the Asian markets as well. So I actually don't know what Asian markets are showing right now for their futures. Let me check real quick. So Asian markets don't have much of a weight on overnight futures, on the US overnight futures, but we can still check. Yeah, they're green for the most part, but they're I mean, not significant. Okay. Yeah, I like to look at Chinese markets overnight, and it seems like China right now is not open just yet. So once they open, you will see. But China markets were down today, so yeah. But other than that, I'll be waiting for the European market open for futures. VIX is almost up 1% already, so. Biden's going to remove some tariffs tomorrow. That's about $300 billion worth. Ooh, I see. On China, right? Interesting. Huh. I've been looking at Chinese names, so who knows? Okay, so that's it for Lucid. UPS. Classic W or double bottom pattern here. So the entry today was a pretty good entry today would have been 185 or 184.50, but this looks like it's gonna retest 190 soon, or even 191 actually. Yeah, 191 is a little better. Yeah. Yeah, this one continues to the upside. I just don't like how we've been green for the past 6 trading days. Okay, and the fact that we've been green in the past 6 trading days and we haven't really moved much, right? I would expect I would expect all 6 trading days that were green to be, at least take us to 191 or 190, but we're still stuck down here. So there's still a lot of overhead pressure, right? We're heading to actually immense amount of pressure here from sellers. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so right here, all right, this is where we accumulated, right? The sellers were accumulating here, and then they eventually broke the price down, right? So a lot of heavy sellers here, and then even above that, right? That's when we first started to really move to the downside quickly, right? So anything above 191 is going to be a huge challenge to buyers. So if we're able to at least retest 191, that'd be great because we'll be taking out the shorters who are still present in this area. Okay, so for UPS, very bullish in the long term though. I've done my fundamental analysis on this for a lot of the members in the past. I did it last year as well. I believe in this time here, this time frame around mid-November or early November and late December, I think. Yeah. So hopefully UPS stays strong, because if you take a look at the weekly time frame, they haven't moved much, right? They didn't move at all. Okay, they're still consolidating, right? Still making a very wide base, right? And we're still respecting the support levels that I talked about a long time ago as well. So wow, 12 likes, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. So with UPS here, yeah, so this is a really good relative strength name, still near highs. So good list there, Miner. Good list. Meta, Lucid, UPS. Good. And Joel, Duolingo. So okay, now I can actually tell you guys. So for the people who are not in the CFS Swing and Watch, this was the major pick for this week, and it's doing an excellent job. And guess what? Okay, it still has a lot of work to do, because the actual breakout of this name here is 106. Okay, above 106. So if you reject tomorrow, I would at least expect a hold of 102.20ish, at least, and retest it as new support, so that we can go up and retest the 200 SMA. Right? So, Miner, you said 13 likes. Hey, that's even better. So with Duolingo here, great swing, right? Since the start of this week, right? Absolutely amazing swing. And a lot of people got this one. So hopefully a lot of my CFS Swing Watch members got this one from the newsletter. So I hope they profited well on that. But yeah, DUOL, Joel, if you're still in here, I'm pretty sure you're still in here. I expect you to be in here. The 102 level will be a nice level to retest. Why? Well, because we retested it multiple times as level of resistance. So if you can flip it around to a new level of support, that would be great to move to the upside. And that'll also actually give more power to break to the upside and break above 106 and eventually hit 113, right? So I want to see that type of action, okay, where we can kind of come back down, retest 102 or 102.50ish if you want, kind of a nice range or broader range, and bounce from it so that we can collect even more buyers, right? So, you know, this 102 level was a very big level of resistance. We rejected it 2 times, well, multiple times here, okay, right here as well, Okay, right here as well. Okay, so you know, if you can't flip to the upside and flip this previous level of resistance to new support, then I want to see accumulation happening between 102 and 106 and eventually break above 106 to have a nice big base breakout, a macro base breakout. If you take a look at the weekly time frame, right, we've been making this base since early 2021 and late 2021 and early 2022. Butchering my words here. Hey, welcome guys. I see a lot more people coming in. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Late night stream, I know. But if you guys are new here right now, it would be great that if you guys can give a like if you guys are liking what I'm saying here. And it's a great way to show me appreciation. It's also very, very good. Good for the YouTube algorithm, guys. It would be riskier if you get in on the bounce on 102.50 if it yeah, it's riskier because, well, can you tell me why it's riskier, Joe? Why do you think it's riskier, guys? Who can tell me? Who can tell me why it would be riskier if you see a nice pullback and a retest of 102.50 on dual? So why did Joel say it's riskier? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Let's be proactive here. Why would it be riskier instead of just a flat out breakout above 106? You know what? I'll just give you guys the answer. So it'll be riskier because you're pulling back to your previous area of resistance, right? And that means sellers can see that and take that as an opportunity, a chance, right, to make the price go below it again, right? So with all these sellers that were in and around this 102 level in the past as well, right? They're still present. They're still present, right? Even if we blew past today. And how do I know they're still present? Well, yesterday, right? Yesterday's action told us that. We just got into the little tiny vicinity of 102 and we just immediately rejected. Okay, so I would say because the price has to move more. Yes, that as well, right? So the major reason is that the sellers are still taking a look at this opportunity here at 102, since it was a very significant level of resistance and great for shorts who are trying to move the price lower, which they successfully did once the price retested and rejected off of that 102 level of resistance, right? So, but Joel, yes, no, you're correct. You're correct. That's very true too, right? Because that means buyers become a little bit more not confident, right? They become very unconfident, and yeah. So you're correct there. Okay. So Joe, that's kind of the game plan there. But short-term wise, amazing strength, right? And great trend to the upside. Why? Well, all three major SMAs are trending to the upside. And guess what? The daily 50 SMA is now curling to the curling upwards. Before that, last week it was starting to curl downward, right? So with this curl upwards of the 50 SMA on the daily time frame, it just gives you a lot to expect on this name once it breaks above this base. And this base kind of reminds me of A-firm, if you guys remember. Okay. Right after IPO, right? Right after the IPO, it broke down after being overvalued a little bit on A-firm, and it made this nice long base, okay, a multi-month base, and then it absolutely catapulted to the upside, right? I think this is when it got news on Amazon or something like that, right? Amazon partnership with A-firm. But yeah, obviously A-firm, boo, boo, right? I actually drew this last night when I was going through some charts. It seems like it's going to break out of this descending level of resistance. So, but I'm not gonna look at this name. Boring. Very ugly chart. Okay. But yeah, that's it for dual. Okay. Right. I mean, you guys can see the resemblance. If you guys don't see it, let me put it side to side. Oops. Let's make it like that. Bam. And make that back to dual. hit this back. Daily time frame, right? So here's the similarities between these two. Bam. And then whoop. And bam. You guys see that? Yeah? Look at that. Similarities. Very, very parallel charts here. Right, literally parallel. Right, they're right next to each other too. Alright, so I expect to see a nice little tiny rejection again, and then a big blast through, and obviously hit 113, and possibly take out all the shorts that were in here, like A-firm did in the past. Right, so hopefully we can see that happening. And guys, if you guys haven't seen my A-firm video last year, okay, take a look at it. Right, I literally made a video on A-firm right before it popped off. And people who watched that video, they're thanking me because they got in after the video. So if you guys can, I don't have too many videos on my YouTube channel. So if you guys kind of scroll down, you guys can see the A-firm technical analysis video. Okay, I kind of do an overarching video on the company, but take a look at that. You know, it's one of my most watched videos as well on this channel. So if you take a look at A-firm, amazing, right? Amazing. So hopefully you guys can see that video. Let's go back to one chart. Okay, and oh wow, 13 likes. You're right, 13 likes. Amazing. Guys, if you guys are coming in right now and if you guys aren't liking the video, come on guys, it just takes 1 second to like the video. You just have to move your mouse a little bit. But of course, I'm not gonna force you guys to like the video, okay? Because if you guys aren't liking what I'm saying, or if you don't like the information that I'm giving to you guys, or if you don't like the value that I provide, you guys can always press the thumbs down button, right? It's there for you guys too. So like I said, to be honest guys, I don't really care what you guys are doing, right? If you don't think that I'm providing enough, you can hit the thumbs down button. I wouldn't be offended by it. That's your honest opinion. I love honest opinions. I love constructive criticism as well. So guys, don't feel bad if you think that what I'm saying is really bad. But hey, a like is always appreciated. So feel free to do whatever. So Miner, you said Tesla next. Yeah, so Tesla. So Tesla is actually approaching this entry right here, 738. Right? It almost reached it today. It was at 736. But Tesla is starting to squeeze. What I mean by that is that the price is getting tighter and tighter, and it's going to have an opportunity to be able to break to the upside, but we just saw a death cross on the long term. So if tomorrow, right, well, most likely we are going to retest the daily 50 SMA, which should also coincide with the 738 level, right? So if you decide to reject off of it tomorrow, then we can see a nice big movement down. But if on Tesla, if we're able to reclaim the daily 50 SMA, because remember what I said guys, whenever the price on the daily time frame decides to retest the 50 SMA especially if it hasn't retested the daily 50 SMA in a long time, it will kind of peak above. So tomorrow Tesla can be a very good day trade, right, to the upside, especially if you have a nice big pop above the 50 SMA. Okay, so hopefully for Tesla, we can see a nice big run up above the daily 50 SMA. Okay, and maybe top out around 780. I've been saying this ever since I got this long-term entry at 738. Okay, I've been telling people that this 738 level is a crucial level. So if we're able to break above this, then we can finally reach my $780 profit target. Okay, so very simple here. Okay, Tesla squeeze, nice wedge chart pattern for me on the daily time frame, and that's the reason why I'm also assessing my risk to the downside, because a wedge chart pattern provides two different opportunities, one to the long side, one to the short side. Okay, did everyone understand that? Hopefully you guys did. Okay, so with that, let's take a look at AMD. Oof, AMD. Guys, if you guys did not look at my my Instagram story today, but AMD and TSM, perfect. Perfect swings for this week, right? So I got in a swing yesterday. I told my CFO Swing Watch members to take a swing, or they can just day trade it when I signaled it yesterday. But I just kind of wanted to be a bit more proactive with signaling. I don't think, I don't like to provide signals, guys. So like I explained last night, my CFO Discord is intentionally set up to not provide as much signals because I want everyone to learn. Because guys, think about it. What are signals going to do for you anyway? Right? Because eventually signals are only going to work for people with certain account sizes, right? And certain signals can be very, very expensive, right? In the fact that that trade signal can be very expensive to take. Okay, so I want everyone to be in this game for the long run, right? For the long run, it's the most important thing. So, I think it's something that I really am passionate about, and that's the reason why I made the Discord. I never wanted to make a Discord, guys. I never wanted to make a community. I just wanted to have my newsletter that I send out to people, because the newsletter really helps you learn and earn at the same time, because you learn how to do a fundamental analysis, you learn how to do technical analysis, and you learn how to be cohesive with those two different types of analysis, right? And so, I think it's great that people love signals, but in a trading community where signals is inundated, there's an inundation of people just following signals, I think that really defeats the purpose of trading. Because I take trading very seriously and very deeply, because I was able to figure out what type of a trader I am and what kind of person I am. Right? And I apologize, guys, about this tangent that I'm going off on, but I really am passionate about this, right? So I never will ever make the CFO Discord a signaling service. Okay, if you guys don't like hearing that, well, you guys don't have to join us, right? I can honestly say that, right? I mean, who says that these days, right? People are always saying like, hey, join us, right? But, I just don't think that I shouldn't be basing off of my community on signals. I want everyone to be able to trade so that they can sustain themselves in the long run, right? That's what I want it to be. I want people to have something that they can lean on and rely on for the rest of their lives, right? And that's something that takes time, especially when it comes to the stock market and stock trading. Okay, it's a lifelong skill that you can have and harbor with yourself, and you are able to learn more about yourself, and you can be very introspective on your character, your emotions, and your personality. Does that make sense, everyone? Right? So don't rely on my CFA Discord to becoming a signal service. I am never, ever going to make it a signal service. Okay? That is the entire wrong purpose of what I initially started Charts Focus 1 for. Okay? Remember what I said about Charts Focus 1, the mantra. My mantra, my number one thing that I like to say with Charts Focus 1 is work hard and trade smart. You guys will have to work hard to gain the skills that are necessary to trade successfully. And once you've done that, you'll be able to trade smartly by yourself, right? And that's what I want to do. I want to have a huge community of people who are not following my signals or other people's signals, because that's worthless in the long run. It really is, guys. Sure, yes, signals can help build up an account, but from the time that you're building up an account, right? That's gonna be the time where you're mostly focusing on your trading account and on stock trading. And when you're focusing most of your time on building an account, but you're focusing also more than half of the time looking for signals, what is that gonna do for you in the long run? Nothing. That's not gonna do anything for you, right? So that's the reason why I don't like signals. Okay, so the only reason why I provide a lot of signals this short week, because of just that. It was a very short week and we had good direction coming in. That's it, right? And so, I just wanted to make sure, guys, Charts Focus 1 CFO will never be a signaling service, right? We are always looking to learn and be individual traders and trading together like that, okay? And obviously, that's the reason why most of my subscribers are here as well. Most of my members are here for that reason. Okay. And Joel, yes, that's why why I'm in the right place. Yes, love being part of the CFO family. Yes, 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 yes. Right. So Joel, I'm glad that you're here. You're in it for the long run. I know it for sure, and I know you'll be successful as well. Okay, just keep on doing what you're doing and keep on following what I tell you. Okay. But yeah, that's kind of my tangent here. I'm done talking. All right. So if you guys like what I heard there, if you guys didn't like what I said, not heard, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. Right. So yeah, like I said, CFO will never be a signaling Discord. Okay. All right. So AMD. Okay. Miner, you got 60%. Woo! You pay for the membership. Yes, sir. I think I got a little over 84% today, I think. I had a lot of great percentages, guys. If you guys take a look, if you have been taking a look at my Instagram stories since this entire week, I've been getting triple-digit returns on percentages, and that's amazing. Amazing, especially on a short week, right? And this is the time when you get aggressive, right? This is the time when you get aggressive, when you have direction. So AMD, most likely a rejection tomorrow. Why do I say this? Guys, I said this multiple times already, right? So when I use my 10 SMA on the short-term time frame, number one, when we see a retest, okay, we'll reject it. Number two, okay, well, after rejection, okay, we'll start to close above the 10 SMA multiple times and stay above it. And then number three, when we're above the 10 SMA, we'll come back down, retest the 10 SMA as support, and then move up higher to retest my next major level of SMA, the 21 SMA, right? So the short-term SMAs, the 10 and 21 pair is what I use for the short-term trend, right? So AMD, that's what I expect. I expect a nice rejection tomorrow. So obviously I want to see a nice inside day candlestick tomorrow, right? So that we can potentially close above the 10 SMA, slightly above the 10 SMA, and next week we can continue to go above and use the 10 SMA as new support. Okay, so hopefully we can stay at least around $80 to close out tomorrow. But if you don't, that's fine. If there's a nice little tiny red candlestick, especially an inside candlestick, we can hopefully continue to the upside tomorrow, next week. Okay, so Miner, that's amazing. You pay for the membership with AMD and you got 60%. That's amazing. Anything above 10% using option contracts, it's really, really good. It's very, very good, guys. Okay, so remember that. Anything above 10% on return, percentage-wise, with option contracts, that's already really good. Okay, so for AMD, I would say next week we start filling, we complete the gap fill. Okay, since we attempted to try it today, but we rejected off of $80. We're actually kind of, well, wait. The high of the day today was 79.99. So we're 1 cent away from $80. Okay, so hey, that's still good. Miner, that's really good. I mean, that's better than having one share, right? So that's the thing, guys. If you just grab one contract, that's fine. Right, you're already having better percentages than the rest of the equity traders that are out there. Okay, so don't be so concerned about having one contract, two contracts, four contracts, right? So it all depends on the percentages. So focus on the percentages, not the actual number. Miner, so dip by tomorrow? We'll see. I want to see. Okay, I want to see a retest of 78.50. Okay, 78.50 will be a nice retest tomorrow. Okay. Wow, 14 likes. Woo! Thank you guys. Wow, 14 likes. All right, so 78.50. You guys can also tell that that was also a big level of resistance in the past. Right, so hopefully we can flip that to support. And we use that as support today as well on the intraday time frame. And Miner, you said Tesla, what levels am I looking for to the downside, right, to short side? Just what I'm seeing, based on what I'm seeing here. So tomorrow, if we do reject off of this decent level of resistance and at 738, Okay, so 738, if we reject off it tomorrow hard, I want us to at least retest 725. Okay, so that 725 is going to be the major level that I want to us to retest. And if we do move to the downside, okay, if we move to the downside, I would say we're going to retest this ascending level support again. So around 700. Okay, so that'll be kind of the profit target for any shorts to the downside. Did that make sense, Miner? Oops. Dion, you said, would you be able to do HD? Of course. Of course, of course. We have 10 more minutes left here. So we're about to hit the 1 hour mark after 10 minutes. So send all the tickers my way. And TSM, guys, oh, that was nearly a 300% gainer overnight. And it was supposed to be a lotto, which is why I held on. And absolutely amazing. Okay, so great work by TSM. Yeah, so HD, definitely a ascending or a rising wedge here. But I do like this. We're making higher highs and higher lows so far. So I would say we can break above this, but we have the daily 50 SMA again descending down upon this price level here around 288. Okay, so 288 will possibly be a good level to watch tomorrow, either tomorrow or next week. We can reject off of it, especially if the 50 SMA comes down and coincides with this level. But it seems like the 10 SMA is going to curve upwards and most likely will cross above the 21 SMA. And if you guys remember, smaller SMA crossing above a bigger SMA is a bullish indication. And in this specific 10 and 21 SMAs, okay, it's my short-term SMA, so that means short-term trend is to the upside. Okay. Oh, wow, nice range up and down on Tesla. Yes, it's squeezing really well. Okay, so Dion, hope you got that. Miner, you said Airbnb and PayPal. Okay, I'll do that next. And that's gonna be my final one, guys, for tonight. And now I kind of go over a summary of SPY tomorrow to kind of give you guys a reminder of what I'm expecting. Okay, so I'll give you guys a short summary before I end the live stream. But thank you guys for wow, the likes at 14, amazing. And we had over 40 views, people coming in, over 40 people. That's wow. That's humbling, but that's amazing, guys. So thank you guys for coming in tonight on such a late notice as well. So HD 288 is a breakout level, but with the 50 SMA bearing down and a lot of selling coming on between 288 and 298, okay, or 297, excuse me, I would say HD will be, it's gonna see a lot of trouble. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if you also make a lower high again, okay, sometime next week. So obviously you can ride the way up higher until we hit 297 again. Okay, Miner, you shared it. Hey, thank you. Of course, Dion. Hey, glad to be a part of the CFO fam as well, brother. Yo, welcome. Hey, Wiz, what's up? What up? Hopefully the Discord has been good to you. And the newsletter. So let's take a look at Airbnb and then PayPal, and that'll be it. Yeah, so Airbnb, very bad chart. I expect more to the downside. Okay. So here's a simple price trend lesson for you all. So take notes. So this is really prevalent when I see the a downtrend starting to happen. So this is kind of, we're still in the initial phases here of a downtrend, right? We just broke to the downside 2 months back, or yeah, 2 months back. Okay, we started this downtrend back in May. Okay, early May, when we broke below the line in the sand of 130. Okay, so whenever we see this type of action like this, right? Okay, there's a lot more downtrend to happen on this name. Okay, so keep in mind for Airbnb. Okay, but with the summer season coming in and record travel coming in as well, I would say Airbnb can see that type of a hype run up to the upside. I mean, like if you guys see that all the airlines, right, they're starting to see sort of a bounce across the board, right? You know, DAL, UAL, what else is there? UAL, okay, LUV, right, Southwest, okay, so stuff like that. So Airbnb, travel and leisure name, I would expect it to see major level resistance. Where at $100, right? The $100 sacred level and sacred number, that triple digit number. So this $100 level will be critical. Okay, will be critical to see whether or not Airbnb has what it takes to be able to retake and reclaim 100 and continue back to the upside. But like I said, this is a death trend here. Okay, I've seen this multiple times across my trading experience where we make this type of a it's kind of a weird pattern here. I don't know if you guys can see this as well, right? But we're kind of making a weird head and shoulders as well. Oops. That's not what I want. I want my brush. There we go. So left shoulder, weird head, and right shoulder. Right? So this is kind of the downtrend pattern that I always see when we have a very, very nasty downtrend. Okay? So Airbnb, I expect a lot more to the downside in the long term. Okay? If you guys are wondering, do I have an example? Yes, I do. So if you take a look at REAL, right? Right here. Okay? Right here. This. Do you guys see this? If you guys don't see it, let me know. Right? So we have a nice big down movement first, and then that, and that, and that. Okay? And where is the stock at now? It's a penny stock. Okay? So we're just making lower lows and lower highs. That's basically what's happening there. Okay, but this is a very particular pattern that I always see during a downtrend. And it usually predicts longer term downtrend, excuse me. Yeah, so PayPal, this I looked at this name last night as well. This has a lot more, well, it needs a lot more time for accumulation. Okay, and it seems like it's starting now. Okay, we're back down to, well, we're even below 2020 lows here, and we're now retesting the lows of 2018 and 2017. Okay, so you know, with levels coming back to 2017 and 2018, I would say PayPal can start making an accumulation base between, let's see, go back to the 1 month time frame. Let's go out a little bit. Yeah, perfect. So I was correct. So between 82 and 70. Okay, so 70 and 82 would be the broad accumulation base that I want to see happening on PayPal for months. Okay, I don't want us to reverse fast, right? Because remember, what did I say previously? If we reverse quickly during a large downtrend, it's going to be a greater possibility and probability that we can continue to move to the downside and reverse to the downside. So what I want to see on the longer time frame for us to start going back up is a big accumulation base happening between 70 and 82. So nice 12-point range for months to come, or just maybe weeks to come, right? But ideally, months to come. Does that make sense? Right, so PayPal, nice retest of the 10 SMA today, and we held the 10 SMA support, but the 21 SMA is still weighing it down. So who knows? We might just see another lower high here, okay, and start making a descending triangle, right? But this is how I quickly assess my risks as well, right? Let's see how futures are doing. So that's it for the ticker symbols here. Okay. So still a nice gap down at open, and we're still moving to the downside still. It'll be great if the futures can retest the 10 SMA as well as support. That'd be great, to be honest. Okay. So that is it for tonight, guys. Let me do a quick review on SPY. Okay. So SPY, I expect retest at 387.50 tomorrow intraday. Okay. And ideally, I want to retest at 385. Okay. But even better, if we open up at 387.50, that'd be great. That'd be amazing. Okay, so that we can continue to the upside, right? With that being said, okay, VIX. VIX is almost up a percentage already. VIX futures. Okay, so let's say a cup and handle on SPY. Cup and handle. Yeah. I mean, somewhat. I mean, you can also kind of attribute to a W pattern or a double bottom, right? We have our left bottom here and right bottom, but it's very, very sideways. Okay, so it could also be attributed to that chart pattern, right? But yeah, so VIX here, okay, we just ended up at a major level of support. So I wouldn't be surprised if we bounce tomorrow on VIX and kind of start doing this and staying close to the support level here, this ascending support trend line, because it was our third retest. And then most likely, okay, this is where we get that break to the downside and head back down to 20. Okay. And then the last thing that I want to look at is, this also pertains to the market summary here, market analysis for tomorrow, is DXY. So dollar has been popping off, right? And I don't like a strong dollar when the equity markets are going up, okay? Because the dollar tends to have an inverse relationship to the equity markets. So when the dollar is surging like this, right, there's a high probability that we can see equities markets reversing whenever there's a big, nice reversal to the upside, right? And DXY, perfect cup and handle, right? Okay, so this is a very, very textbook cup and then a handle and a nice breakout above it, right? So DXY is still bullish, and I do not like that for equity markets. So let's take a look at bonds as well. So TLT is going down. Okay, this makes sense because FOMC minutes, what the Fed said when they convened and when they released the FOMC minutes yesterday, they said that they're going to start ending interest rates. So they're going to start raising interest rates a lot quicker in succession, right? And that's not good for bond prices, because if interest rates continue to go up higher, then bond prices will go lower. So bond prices, interest rates, inverse relationship. Very, very easy to understand, right? And when TLT goes down, right, when bond prices are going down, that's also not a good sign for the overall markets. Okay, so long term, I'm still a little bit bearish. Okay, I'm still bearish, but short term, I'm liking this bounce. Right, we need this bounce if we're going to sustain a longer term movement to the downside. Okay, and so TLT, they move to the downside, not good for equity markets. Right, so interest rates can still have a very bad effect in the long term, especially if inflation is not thwarted by next time we get inflation data for the month of June. Right, and that should be coming, I think, next week or next week. Oh, and guys, next week is when big tech earnings start happening. And if you guys don't know what's been happening with really, really big companies, they've been laying off hundreds and hundreds of employees to make sure that their balance sheet is okay, right? Their finances. Because rising costs, right? If there's rising costs, they have to lower input costs, right? So, hopefully they're not too bad, but if they're bad, then next week can be a telltale sign that a recession is here, right? Depending on how depressed earnings are. And you guys should have been seeing this, but Michael Burry has been saying that the bear market is not over and we need a recession, and we're still just halfway on this downtrend. Okay, so let's see if he's right. right? Because tech earnings are going to start next week. So if tech earnings are bad, then the market will reverse next week. So watch out. Okay, and that might also confirm why I'm seeing low volume here, right? We're still seeing very, very low confidence from buyers, even if FOMC minutes reaction was to the upside. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. I'll give you a more thoughtful and more in-depth analysis on the market summary for next week's CFO Swing and Watch newsletter. Okay, so with that, guys, that's it for tonight. And if you guys are new here on the live stream and you guys want to get in the CFO Discord and the CFO Swing and Watch newsletter, take a look at the link below in the description box below, right? I believe it's the second link, right? And you guys can use the discount code 5OFF to get 5% off perpetually. So no matter what tier you get, tiers 1 to 4, okay, you guys can use the 5OFF discount code and get in tonight, right? So hopefully I can trade with you guys tomorrow in the morning. But guys, if you guys really want to join, use the discount code 5OFF, right? If you guys want to join the mentorship program as well, where I give you guys monthly mentorships for 1 hour and 30 minutes each, right? One-on-one mentorship sessions, along with getting and receiving the CFO Swing and Watch newsletter and getting access to this private CFO Discord. You guys can choose tier number 3. Okay, tier number 3 provides you with all of those perks, right? So if you guys want to get those monthly mentorship sessions from me, one-on-one, okay, for 1 hour and 30 minutes each, choose tier number 3. All right. And you know, if you guys are ever curious on what the CFO Swing Watch looks like, take a look at the link in my bio, right? I have a free public CFO Swing Watch newsletter that I want you guys to read. And that newsletter was probably the most important newsletter that I have ever sent out last year, because I predicted that the Fed was getting ready for higher interest rates this year. Okay, and just read through all of it, right? Read through all of it, and for a probability as well for a recession this year as well. So make sure you guys take a look at the link in my bio, in my Instagram accounts, on my Instagram page. If you guys don't know what my Instagram handle is, it's just at ChartsFocus1. Okay. So that was a very long session tonight. Over an hour, right? Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for the likes. 14 likes, that's amazing. 51 views, guys, that's amazing, guys. So Minor, thank you for sharing it. If you can, hopefully continuously and consistently share it every single time. That would be amazing. I would like to have to spread the word about Charts Focus 1 and what we do here. I know it's going to be very beneficial for everyone in the long term. But regardless of that, I will always contribute as much as possible to these live streams. So hopefully you guys can continuously come here when I do my live streams and support the live streams every single time that I am live on YouTube. Okay, so thank you guys for joining. Have a great rest of your night. I really thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for always trying to click on the like button even before I start my lives. I mean, that's really heartwarming to see, guys, and it really tells me that you guys are really liking what I'm doing here. So thank you very much. It pushes me to do even better, right? It's always pushing me to see the constructive criticism that I get from people and the support and love that I get from everyone else. Okay, so thank you guys very much. I'll see you guys all in the morning if you guys choose to join tonight, right? And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow on tomorrow's live stream, if I do have one. I'll let you guys know. Thank you guys for joining.